Oh, tough time for TP Mazembe. They fall short 2-1 on aggregate. Daniel, it was an exciting game, but the golden rule of football has to be obeyed. If you don't score your chances, that's what happens.
Yeah, and there's a little things in football, the tiny, tiny things that cannot be taught. The tiny things that if you have, you have. If you don't, you just don't. You look at the last chance he's shown when the guy turned his marker inside out. Why are you taking a shot from there? He had 3 players, 3 teammates in the box screaming for a cross, and he decides to take a shot, blast the ball over the bar. You look at that penalty. If you are hitting it straight, hit it with power, be sure about it. A very tame effort allowed the goalkeepers stretching leg.
That's the opportunity Daniel was talking about.
You don't do that. That's 2 players in the 6-yard box and 1 on the penalty spot.
Man, you find it hilarious.
You don't look. You don't do that. You don't do that because this is letting your team down. That was, I think.
But I think before this, look at the chances they were missing in the first half.
A lot of chances, and that's what I'm saying. There's a little things. Things like this. At the end of the day, you cannot look at the coach and blame him. You can't, because the game plan actually worked out. They fashioned out clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities, and the players let the team down.
Lack of composure.
They failed to put the ball in the back of the net. But I have to say something about the CAF Champions League, which is getting annoying for me. The fact that if I sleep and I wake up, I can name the 8 teams that are in the quarterfinal every year. Every single year, you can name them. And I can bet you, ask anybody out there, they will get at least 3 or 4 right. At least 6 out of 8. I'm telling you, at least 6 out of 8. And it's getting a bit boring, because the only thing now is who face who. Last season we saw Sundowns facing Ali, I think in the semi-final or something.
I mean, it's a systemic thing, really. The teams with the financial muscle
that's really
buy all the good players around the continent, and they are the ones who can actually afford to properly and actively participate in the competition. There are times where teams like Ash Gold and the likes have qualified for the competition, and they haven't really been up to it with regards to the muzzle of players and the kind of organization they've had towards the competition. Look, so teams need to do their things well. I mean, that's what we always say, that football is systemic. Get more sponsorship or get more money from somewhere, buy more players, expand your network.
Look, the kind of money the North Africans are playing
Raja,
with.
like Daniel is saying, a team like Raja are basically an institution as far as this competition are concerned. You know that they have the muscle.
Now we've seen, these are just 2 games we've seen. If you run through the entire list, I'll tell you the 4 teams that have made it to the quarters. 2 Egyptian teams, 2 Moroccan teams. No, 2 Egyptian teams, 1 Moroccan, 1 Tunisian. Finish. El Ali and Zamalek, Etoile Sportive, and Raja. And they'll be back here next year, and the year after, and the year after that.
Once in a blue moon, if they are not knocked out early, you find an Esperance and a 12 Sahel.
They are just the same old teams.
Same old guys.
Simply because they have the money, really. Anyway.